drunk in San Francisco. And what it is it's a bunch of monologues written by some famous writers, Jack London and H.L. Mencken, Mark Twain. Tonight I'm going to do a piece by Jack Kerouac, which he wrote for the book Dharma Bums, where he describes the great poetry reading, the Sixth Gallery in 1955, where Allen Ginsberg first read Howl, and a lot of other great poets were introduced to the world. So this was, again, written by Kerouac about that evening. He was asked, actually, to read that night. He said, nah, but he brought something else to the party. And I have cards if anybody's interested in seeing the whole thing. And the whole show actually has lots of lighting, design, and sound design, so it's a lot different than what you've seen tonight. Where'd you meet Jack Kerouac? They asked him when we walked into the place. The place, the favorite bar, the Hepcats around North Beach. Oh, I always meet my bodhisattvas in the street, Gary Snyder yelled, and then ordered beers. This is a great night. A stark night, more ways than one. He and some other poets were scheduled to give a poetry reading at the Sixth Gallery in town, and they were all meeting in the bar and getting high. But as they stood, sat around, I saw that he was the only one who didn't look like a poet. A poet he was, indeed. The other poets were either horn-rimmed intellectual hepcads with wild black hair like Allen Ginsberg, or delicate, pale, handsome poets like Michael McClure in a suit, or out of this world, genteel-looking Renaissance Italians like Philip Lamantia, who looks like a young priest, or a bow-tied, wild-haired old anarchist fudge like Kenneth Rexroth, or a big, fat, speckled quiet boo-boos like Philip Whalen. And all the other hopeful poets were standing around in various costumes, worn sleeve-cornered jackets, scuffy shoes. But Gary Snyder was in rough whirling clothes he bought secondhand in Goodwill stores. He showed great sympathetic interest in me. He claimed at once that I was a great bodhisattva, meaning great wise being or great wise angel, and that I was ornamenting this world with my sincerity. Oh, Gary's buddy, big old good-hearted Philip Whalen. 180 pounds of poet meat. Who is he? I asked. Oh, he's my big best friend from up in Oregon. But first you think he's slow and stupid, but actually he's a shiny diamond. You'll see. Well, anyway, I followed the whole gang of howling poets to the reading at the Sixth Gallery that night, which was, among other important things, the night of the birth of the San Francisco Poetry Renaissance. Everyone was there. It was a mad night. And I was the one that got things jumping by going around collecting dimes and quarters from the rather stiff audience standing around in the gallery, and coming back with 3 huge gallon jugs of California Burgundy. And getting them all piffed with it by 11 o'clock when Allen Ginsberg was reading his poem Howl, drunk with arms outspread, everybody yelling, "Go, go, go!" like a jam session. And old Kenneth Rexroth, the father of the Frisco poetry scene, was wiping his tears in gladness. Oh, and Gary himself read his fine poems about Coyote, god of the Plateau Indians. "Fuck you!" sang Coyote and ran away. Read Gary to the distinguished audience, making them all howl with joy. It was so pure. You know, fuck being a dirty word that comes out clean. Oh, and then Gary showed his sudden barroom humor with lines about Coyote bringing goodies, and his anarchistic ideas about how Americans don't know how to live, with lines about commuters being trapped in living rooms that come from poor trees felled by chainsaws. His voice was deep, resonant, something earnest, strong, usually hopeful. I liked about him. Well, the other poets were either too dainty in their aestheticism, or too hysterically cynical to hope for anything, or too abstract, or too political. Oh, meanwhile, scores of people stood around in the darkened gallery, straining to hear every word of the amazing poetry reading! As I wandered from group to group, facing them and facing away from the stage, urging them to like a slug from the sky! Oh, one was back and sat on the right side of the stage, giving out little wows, yeses of approval, and even whole sentences of comment, with nobody's invitation, but in the general gaiety, nobody's disappointment either. It was a great night. Delicate Philip Law Mantia, red from delicate onion skin, which he kept flipping carefully with long white fingers, the poems of his dead chum, Hoffman, who had eaten too much peyote in Chihuahua. But read none of his own poems. Charming melody in itself to the memory of the dead young poet. And read them in a delicate Englishly voice, had me crying with inside laughter. Although later, I got to know Philip, liked him. Among the people standing around in the gallery was Natalie Jackson, a girl with a short haircut, red-haired, pony, handsome. And among the people around North Beach was well-known. Oh, and was even a writer. And at the time was madly in love with my old buddy Neil Cassidy. Great! Hey, Natalie, I yelled, and she took a big slug from my jug and shined eyes at me. Neil just stood behind her with both arms around her waist. Oh, between poets, Kenneth Rexroth would get up and make a little funny speech in his slight, funny voice and introduce the next reader. But as I say, come 11:30, when all the poems are read and everyone was milling around wondering what had happened and what would come next in American poetry, he was wiping his eyes with his handkerchief. Oh, and we all got together with him, poets, drove in several cars to Chinatown for a big fabulous dinner off the Chinese menu with chopsticks, yelling conversation in the middle of the night in one of those free-swinging, great Chinese restaurants in San Francisco. Oh, this happened to be Gary's favorite Chinese restaurant, Sam Woe. And he showed me how to order, how to eat with chopsticks, and told anecdotes about the Zen lunatics of the Orient. And they going, so glad. Oh, and we had a bottle of wine on the table. And finally, I went over to an old cook in the doorway and asked him, why did Bodhidharma come from the West? I don't care, said the old cook. I told Gary, and he said, perfect answer. Absolutely perfect. Now you know what I mean by Zen. Thank you.